my skincare and my makeup products actually good for my skin? It actually explains why it's a bad product or why it's a good product. And I'm just going off of what Yuka says. There's a barcode on the product, and this is the Byoma brightening toner. And hi guys, this is my first YouTube vlog, but today I'm going to be using an app called Yuka to see if the cosmetics I have on my vanity are actually good cosmetic products. The question I want answered today is, are my skincare and my makeup products actually good for my skin, or are they doing more harm than they are doing good? I'm filming on my phone. I have Yuka right here on my iPad, but if you don't know what Yuka is, it's basically an app where you can test your cosmetics and your food products in your home, and basically it will tell you what is good and what is bad. I don't know if I should trust Yuka completely or not, but something I like about Yuka is that it actually explains why it's a bad product or why it's a good product, and it gives you a list of everything that is in it and what is good for your skin. The first brand I'm going to be testing is Byoma, which is my favorite skincare brand, and I use it at least one product every day in my morning and my nighttime skincare routine. So I'm pretty excited to know what I'm actually using on my skin and if it's actually good for me. I'm also testing these products so that you don't have to, and if you know from my video if your products are good for your skin. Obviously everyone has different skin types, but today I'm just going off of what Yuka says, and so everyone else knows what it says as well. Starting off with the Byoma facial mist, I don't use this a lot because I actually prefer my Tower 28 one or the one I have from Bubble, which I will be testing those two later, but let's go ahead and test this one. Basically, in order to use Yuka, there's a barcode on the product, but for this one, it's right here. So I have my iPad, which I said earlier, and what I do is I just scan the barcode and it will tell me how it's rated. I'm going to try to make it visible, but Yuka rated the facial mist 100 out of 100, and as you can see from all the green dots, it tells you what's in it and if it's good for your skin, and it actually likes everything that is in the product. Next, we have two of my favorite toners of all time. I literally love both of these toners, and I use them every day, one or the other. In case you're wondering what products they are, this is the Byoma Milky Toner, and this is the Byoma Brightening Toner, and like I said, I love both of these so much. So first, I'm going to scan the Brightening Toner and see how Yuka rates it. Okay, so unlike the facial mist, the Brightening Toner is not a 100 out of 100, but it's a 93, and it is still rated excellent. And you can see that there's one product that Yuka is not a big fan of, but it's a yellow dot, which means it's not terrible for your skin. The Milky Toner was actually rated a 100 out of 100, which I actually expected because I know that Byoma is a really good brand, and like I said, I love the brand so much. Now, moving on to the moisturizers, I actually like both of these moisturizers, but I use the gel one a lot more than I do the rich moisturizer because I feel like this one just has a way better texture, but let's rate it. Moisturizer gel cream also got a 100 out of 100, and that makes total sense because I've heard some really good things about this moisturizer. The rich cream, however, is a 93 out of 100, but it's still a really good moisturizer and I still love it. Now we're going to move on to the last two Byoma products that I own. I use the eye gel every day, but the oil moisturizer, I don't really use that much, even though you're supposed to use it at night. I just don't find myself using it because of how oily it is. The brightening eye gel is a 100 out of 100, and I love it so much. Recovery oil is also 100 out of 100. After scanning all of the Byoma products that I own, I've learned that Byoma is actually a really good brand, and Yuka rates it very well. Anyways, now let's move on to Bubble. Okay, so I think I just made a fool of myself looking for the QR code, but actually the products don't have the QR code, and I might have a couple of the boxes saved, so I'm gonna actually have to scan the boxes instead. It turns out I actually saved some of the boxes, and not all of them match up to the products that I just showed you, but I will be scanning some of them. First product I scanned was the Overnight Sleeping Mask, which got a 49 out of 100, and it was rated poor. Level Up Moisturizer is also rated a 49 out of 100, which is poor. Bounce Back Facial Mist is an 86 out of 100 and is rated excellent. The Daydream Toner is a 49 out of 100 and it is also rated poor. Like the others, the Waterside Serum is also 49, it is rated poor. It's the same thing with the Slave Duck, but I scanned the pink one, and like the others, it's a 49. But anyways, that's all I'm going to be scanning for today, and I have so many more products, but stay tuned and I will do a part 2. So I realized that Bubble and Byoma are two totally different brands, but Bubble is not as good as Byoma, but I still like both of the brands and I still use them daily. For my Bubble products, I was also given recommendations on Yuka, which is something that they have, which I love. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe and like this video if you want a part 2.